December 4th, I think it is. Is it December 4th?
Exactly December 5th, and all I can tell you is
Today's
I'm
December
Mr.
5th, 1987. We're sitting here with Laura and Philip Quaranta on the beach, basking in the sun in Hollywood, Florida. And we're just here for 3 days, just before the Christmas holidays. Perry and I are just kind of warming our bones up. And we thought we'd ask Phil and Laura a couple of things that might come in pretty handy in the future. We'd like to play it back to our children or your grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And, you know, just want to ask a few questions. We were just talking. It was spontaneous before. We were talking about your background and your father, and what's your father's name and your mother's name?
Anthony.
Anthony?
Yeah, Tony.
Okay.
Tony, and came from Naples.
From Naples?
Naples, Italy.
Where's your mom from?
That's Lodi. She was born in Lodi.
Lodi, New Jersey.
Anna was her name, yeah. Yeah.
Anna Capetta?
Anna Capetta was her single name, yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in Lodi, too. I think it was Westervelt place. Westervelt place.
Westervelt? Did you live in Passaic at all, or did you always live in Lodi?
Always around Passaic. Always around. All around. But I don't want to go through the names of the streets.
Okay. What year did you go into the Army for World War II?
Oh, 1940. No, wait a minute. I was called in 1940.
You were 4.5 years in the service.
4.5 years in the service?
That's right. And you knew me 2 years before, over a year anyway, before you married me.
I'm going to get to that in 1 second, Laura.
I met you in July.
That I'm building up to that.
July 42.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Married in what month?
1 month, December 2nd, 1944.
Before I get to that, I want to build up to when you met Laura and how you met her. How did you meet her?
Oh, well, I was going around showing my poetry to all the beautiful girls.
Did you write poetry?
I wrote poetry, and for Laura, I wrote a song.
You did? Did you sing it to her?
Of course.
You did?
Yeah. I wouldn't say.
Oh, come on.
No. No, I can't. Oh, okay. No, because it's R-rated.
Oh.
It's R-rated. That's the reason why.
How did you win her over? Did you used to tell her? Well,
Remember
we're
the
doing it for
title
the
of the
camera
song?
now.
Just the title of the song would give it away.
What's the title?
You're making it hard for me.
Come on, Phil. I'm not making it hard for you.
You make it hard for him.
Oh, is that it? I know.
Yeah. No, but that's the way it was. In those days, you could say something like that. Like nowadays, you can't say you're out here having a gay time. You can't say that anymore.
No.
Because that means there's something else now. So, but before, years ago, gay meant something else entirely. Okay, let's change the subject.
No, okay. Well, no, we'll keep on the subject because I want to talk about you and Lauren. You know, get into deeper how you met. How long did you go out together before you got married?
Well, what you mean is between the meeting and the marriage, about 2 years. But I was there only 6 months with Laura.
And love letters.
Yes,
of
love letters.
I still have them.
You do?
In fact, we shipped them.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that they didn't get thrown out with the stuff, you know what I mean? So we shipped it.
Do you mind that we read them? Or are they all private?
Laura don't want to read them because she says I was young and innocent, and I believed everything you said.
Wait a minute. Now I want to find out Laura's side, okay?
So every time I try to read one of our old letters, and they were, very nice love letters. You know what love letters are like? She says, "Oh, I didn't mean that," or something like that.
That's what you married.
Yeah. But she did write a poem.
Yeah.
In one of the letters, there is a poem you wrote to me. It was very good, like a professional, almost as good as mine.
Yeah. What did you think when you saw him for the first time?
I didn't know he was only a PFC, private first class. He looked like a general because the Americans' uniforms were all sparkly and they had badges like buttons. The Australians were just nice plain uniforms, but Americans had buttons all over the place, and I thought he was a general or somebody important.
So he looked pretty good to you, huh?
But he was, in other words, though, he in his youth he was really handsome.
Oh, he still got it. You
Tall
got
and
it too.
handsome. But do you forget why you came here today, this week? Because we're married 43 years.
43
It was our
years.
anniversary, so.
Happy anniversary to
I'm the one that should get the medals now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you reckon? 43 years with the same guy. You need a medal.
What I can't get over when I first heard that you were a war bride was the fact that Phil had come back to the United States and you were without Phil for a period of time. That was real love,
that was
I'd
really
say.
awful because we were married for we had 22 days married life.
Uh-huh.
And he left the day before Christmas to go back to his, and I made him stay in camp one day, and they caught him and then put him in the brig because I wanted him to stay home for Christmas, and I had to go visit him in the jail.
Was it around Christmas?
Yeah, and the night before Christmas, they took him up to New Guinea to join his group, and then the captain said, "You've been here too long, you've got too many points, you're going to the United States right away." They sent him back to the United States, and all the war brides had to wait till it was safe because Uncle Sam was paying our fare. So I had to wait a year and 3 months before I could go back.
Yeah.
Again.
Another honeymoon.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted, a couple of honeymoons.
That's what you need. You need a couple more now, right now.
How many headaches?
I'm sorry I had all the headaches when I was young.
She could use them.
Phil, want to ask you, all the time that you were away from her. Well, no, let me get back to what was it that attracted you to Laura?
What?
Why did you like, why did you like Laura? You remember. It's not that long ago. Only 45 years? 43. Oh, well,
Well, they think it's romantic to say love at first sight. But that's the first things I spoke to her, things like that. I still remember when I told her, when we took the tram and went to 19 stop, where we got off the tram to go down the hill to where she lived. I said, let's not go home yet, let's talk. And that's when I told her. I says, I can see wife written all over your forehead. You were made for me. That's right, you were made for me. And I says,
how long did you know her when you said that?
and how long was it?
How long
did
ago?
it happen? Around a month or so. Within 2 months.
Yeah.
I said that.
Uh-huh.
I said that. That's right. Because it was during the time that the second month when I got those 2 lovely dresses for you.
He bought me some dresses, but my sisters used to wear them.
So I got 2 nice dresses. Remember the high neck?
In Australia, we had the war, and we had the coupons for your clothes. You couldn't buy clothes without coupons.
Uh-huh.
And we would only get like 16 coupons. What could I do with 16 coupons? So he had 50 coupons from the army.
Yeah.
So I says, oh, you know what? I can go shopping with your coupons. Better still, he bought me a pantsuit and a navy blue dress
I like the one with the high neck.
and a peach dress, all peach color, with pockets with all embroidery on it and everything. When I got him home, Peggy wore the navy blue one, and Teresa took the peach one to the milk bar. Everybody was stealing my dresses off me because it was special, on account of...
Those days, I was picking this stuff out. Now she tells me what to wear. That's the difference.
That's what all those years do, huh?
Yeah.
puts an outfit on, he said, this is my best outfit.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, he had a green outfit, it was his best. Today, he likes what you're wearing today.
I like the
He
combination.
likes his blue outfit.
Now, after so many months of being separated, I thought it was pretty courageous of you and really showed a lot of true love on your side that you left your family, who you were very close with.
Yes.
You left them back home in
Not
Australia,
just your
in
family,
Brisbane.
You leave your
I
country.
got pictures.
And leaving your country that you love so much. Tell us about that. What was it like to leave your mom and
Oh, that
to
was
leave?
very
What was
emotional.
that?
It was like I was at a funeral,
Yeah.
and I was on the boat, leaving, saying goodbye, and guess what the orchestra played on the beach? the Maori's farewell, which means now is the hour that we must say goodbye. And that, everybody started to cry, you know. My brother was there, my two sisters, my mother, they were all on the beach, on the dock, and it was 104 degrees in Brisbane that day. It was a real hot day. And I never smoked, but I'll reach out to one of the girls that had a cigarette, and I says, I don't know what to do. Give me a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I had my first cigarette on the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't like it a bit.
How long did it take you to get from there to here? Did you go through the locks in Panama?
We went to South Pacific. It took me 17 days on the boat. And then when I got to San Francisco, we changed into a train, which took me 5 days by train. I went on the Santa Fe train and through Kansas City into Chicago and right across to New Jersey. 5 days on a train and 17 days on a boat without taking a bath.
Oh boy. That's not like you?
The boat had salt water because we had a leakage on the boat. Yeah. There was a leakage in our drinking water, so they said we're only allowed to have so much water now. If you want to take a bath, you've got to have salt water baths. Naturally we did too, but they gave us a little bit for our face. A little bit of was really a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And on that boat there was a murder.
Want to take a break now, Perry? He wants to come.
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
On the boat there was a murder.
Yeah.
A black man stabbed the second in charge, and he died. Yeah. And they put him.
Yeah.
They put him in a refrigerator.
Yeah.
The man.
Kind of a morgue.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay.
But
now,
you gotta talk louder because I can't.
It took you 5 days to get from San Francisco to New Jersey
on the
okay?
train.
Now, where did you arrive?
At Ridgewood Station. Ridgewood, would you believe it?
Yeah, at the station there, yeah.
Yeah. Auntie Lee and Uncle Martin.
They had to greet us.
Yeah. And how was I dressed?
She had you had a gray outfit, two-piece, a jacket and a felt hat, you know, with the wide brim.
Like a saucer.
Yeah, like a saucer was.
But it was trimmed with Kelly green.
Kelly green, true. You had like a border. The jacket had a border like Kelly green. You know what I mean?
Was she the prettiest sight you ever saw?
Oh, like a movie star. Just like a movie star. And she was wearing those high heels, you know, and she walked, you know. She carried, you know, she had that walk that they do when they knew they dressed up.
Yeah.
You know. Like when you put a brand new suit on, you feel like somebody else, don't you? I tease her that way.
Show her off. You showed her off.
Oh yes,
The thing I did was take a bath.
we had a party at Auntie Lee's house, and somebody gave you a yard of candy. It was 3 feet long, a box 3 feet long of chocolate. Muscarelli.
Muscarelli, the millionaire, the multi-millionaire. Yeah.
Because everybody knows him in Jersey. Muscarelli.
Muscarelli's daughter married Auntie Lee's son, Martin. See?
Yeah. That's what I want to talk about now too. I want to get down to like the relatives and everything, and you know, your meeting with them. Well, why don't you tell us
It's only from my mother's side, though.
about your? Were you the only child?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the only one.
More of the history than he does because his father told me all about it.
Okay,
Did
then
you know
I'll hand
that?
it to you.
Did you know that?
There was 2 other kids.
There was 2 others born with a cord around their neck, and the midwife in those days was stupid. She didn't even know how to save the child.
Yeah.
So there was 2 little kids born, and Phil was first, and then there was 2 little ones, and then there was one that lived long enough that they called her Philomena. And she then his mother herself caught that terrible bad flu and the virus, and she was 6 months pregnant with the 4th child, and she died with pneumonia in
1917 it must have happened.
1917. I thought you told me you were 5. Oh, you were 5 when your father remarried. All right, okay.
You're born in
But I was 3 years old when my mother died.
And he had to live with his grandma, and he had to live with Auntie Lee. He slept in the same bed with Auntie Lee.
Yeah.
But that was, anyway, family. But anyway, they used to Then when his father remarried another lady, and she took him away from all his aunts and didn't want him to know any of his original family because she said, I'm your stepmother and it's going to stay like this. And Auntie Lee used to cry and look in the school grounds and look for him.
Don't talk about that.
Well, she wants to know every little nitty-gritty.
All the little details are okay. You know, how about we just step up then a little bit?
Yeah,
We'll
right.
step up to the children.
Yeah.
The first one you had was Frankie. Let's hear
Right.
about him.
Well, I was
How
only in
old were you?
America March, and in May I got pregnant, and I had him a year later. Like, was it a year?
1947.
Yeah, yeah.
1947.
And February 1st, 1947. And 4 years later, February 28th, came Perry.
Yeah.
And 3.5 years later, September 24th, came Kathleen. And that was it.
That's it. And that's
Yeah.
when you were in Clifton. You were living in
Yeah, we all lived
Clifton
in
at that
Clifton
time.
At the time, yes.
And where were you working?
Federal News.
Federal News. Used to bring a lot of books home, lots of reading material, right?
Oh, I was loaded.